Today we are going to weave one more variety of a square bottom. I'd like to enrich the collection on our site with this type of a bottom. The author of the idea is Maria Kaliningrad. She has presented this bottom. I've liked it a lot and I believe it's right what is missing on our site. So thanks a lot to Maria for her idea and explanations. This idea is sure to appeal those who prefer woven bottoms to the ones made of cardboard, or the ones who are short of cardboard and it is easier for them to weave a bottom than to get some cardboard. The bottom looks rather nice and it is thick enough. So what do we do for it? I take some wire as the author recommends. I've tried doing with no wire, just weaving with office paper tubes, but it is better to reinforce tubes with wire. In this case, it's more reliable. Just put pieces of wire into common newspaper tubes. Straighten the tubes, cross them. Take all the needles in the way. So, we've crossed the armor tubes. The bottom is going to be based on. Then take a moistened tube. Working tubes have to be moistened. It is much easier weaving this way. Make a loop and entwine the cross tightly in the technique of common two-tube rope. Weave tight to avoid any gaps and holes in the bottom. We've woven the first row and have got a kind of a window. The next row. The most common two-tube rope. Like this. After that we start adding the tubes. The very zest of this bottom is in additional tubes. It is especially difficult in the very beginning, when the intervals between the tubes are still very short. Here are the working tubes. We were supposed to entwine the following tube of the base. I'm adding one more tube from beneath. Notice that I use a dry tube for this purpose, because they are more rigid. And now we are going to entwine not the following pole we were supposed to, but the left end of the additional tube at first, in the technique of our common rope as well. Now you hug the tube of the cross you were supposed to. As well, please notice. You start entwining this pole and you turn one of the tubes round it. Then there comes the second half of the tube added, the right part. We hug it and pass on to the next tube of the base. This way we have prepared. Here we have to add a tube as well. We adjoin additional tubes to the tubes reinforced with wire. Take a dry tube again, adjoin it. Now we have to hug the left half of the tube added again, the newly added tube. We entwine it using the technique of common rope. Then we untwist the armored tube, turn the working tube from beneath round it, after which we have to hug the right part of the tube added. It's high time to lengthen the working tube.